an unforgettable night. In 2021, I was involved in a murder case of my childhood's friend father. I slept around their house frequently, maybe 3 times a month on a Saturday. He and his father never got along, mostly due to the fact his father was an abusive alcoholic. But they never argued in front of people. Whether it was to save face, or any other reason I don't know, but I never witnessed it. This was just what I was told about him. We were playing on his PS4 at the time, and his dad called him downstairs, so I assumed he'd be back. I paused the game and went on my phone, but the shouting continued. I got tired of it, so I turned on the game once more and put the TV louder, close to max volume. Yet I still heard them, but it mostly sounded like muffling, until 20 minutes later I hear what sounded like a glass bottle crack. I was scared at the time and didn't know how to respond, so I just stayed in the room for 30 minutes. Eventually I plucked up the courage to just go and check, since my friend still hadn't come back. So I went downstairs, and his dad is on the floor in the conservatory, leaking blood from the back of his head. I guess the argument must have turned physical, and it had resulted in him hitting his dad. I thought at first, maybe he was just unconscious. But the guy was dead. There was no pulse. I could go on and on about how we acted, but I'll skip. We hid the body in a barrel, like a white oak American barrel. We were young, but we did know it would be found out eventually. It was mostly just to pass the time. I was also worried I'd be sent to jail, and I didn't want to confess I was even a part of this. My friend convinced me to help, or else I would get in trouble too. I wasn't in the right headspace and was young, so I believed everything he said. If you were wondering, we put him in that barrel to cover the smell, since there were no openings aside from the cover. Anyway, around 3 days later my friend turned himself in. I didn't get a charge because they used the fact I was young and mentally unstable in that situation. My ex-childhood friend, who I'm not allowed to contact again, got 6 months in juvie because it was accidental and the father was abusive. So they put it on record as it being self-defense, but it was very close to being declared as manslaughter, especially since the body had been hidden for a few days. He told the jury he feared his father killing him in that moment, though I know he did it in a fit of rage.